Hi student, this is assignment number 1 for architecture 122. You look at the picture, this is page 58. I publish on Canvas files. So if you see page 58, this is this homework. About this homework assignment, we have 1 week for the due date. So that's why this is one of the first one. So I can get you to I show you early, so that's why you have more time to do for assignment number 1. And this is basically the assignment for that one, and you can see on the file you can start with this one. So for easy to do this one, we should read the lecture for the first lecture about the sketch, and I will have the video for this one. So now this one, if you look at this one, you can zoom, you can watch, and you can create the ratio for the picture. For example, you see the frame outside here. I create that. It's from the left to the right, from the projects, and from top to the bottom. So you can see that I create the frame around the projects. And if you use some tool you have, you can measure the ratio. For example, right now, you zoom and you can see that it's about right there. And if you look at the horizontal, and you can see when you stay here and you look at this one with the projects, vertical around this one. If you use the pencil or the scale to measure that, and the vertical is around this one, after that you turn for the horizontal, and you can see that. So that means the ratio, if you look at careful from here to there, outside from the frame, and you can zoom like this, and you can measure this around like this. I punish like this, and I rotate it for horizontal in the mark right here. So you see that it's almost the same. So you can say that it is the ratio is 1:1 for the framing outside from the projects from here to there, and after that the Y from here to there. Very similar. If you use the scale 1:4, this is architecture scale, and you can see on the bottom from each of the scale we see the number. That's architecture scale, and you turn for 1:4. It is this one. This is 1:4. And if you use this scale, you measure for the frame outside from the picture, it's around 26. That means 0 from here, and you look at 26, it's around there. It's around here. So from 0 to 26 for each side from the frame, from here to the right side and the vertical one, like this. Okay, after you do the frame, you need to create dividers for smaller for each of them. For example, this one, you can see the frame. So if I put like this, you can see that from the frame outside here, you look at the green color, and I call that's number 1. That means I start from the frame outside. You see that? And I divide this for many small one. I divide this by 4. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. That means I divide the green one for 4 equal space. I do the same thing with the yellow one. You can see that from horizontal, I create that. For this one, I create this 1, 2, 3, and 4. For each of them, I divide from the green one, from the half from the green, and I create for the yellow one. So now I have very small square between them. You can see that, very small one. Okay, if you need more correctly, you can divide smaller. That means from between yellow and green, you can create another line. It's up to you. You can create more. If you create more smaller divider, in the sketch you do more correctly. Okay, so after you create that, you can start to sketch the projects. Before you start to sketch, I suggest you to do fill up the angle line. This is the angle line. It's around 30 degrees. From horizontal, I create the angle line. You see that? Use the pencil to do that. I have another lecture to share with you about the pencil, the scale, architecture scale, and the triangle. For you can start to draw by architecture tool, manufacturer with the rectangular, look like this, rectangular scale. And after that, you can use the scale from architecture and the pencil before you create this one. So now with this one, you can sketch. That means you use for the right pencil to sketch the picture. Not use the scale to do that when you sketch. Sketch is something you do pencil or pen to do straight line, straight or curve. For example, you have the straight line right here, or the angle line, for example, like this, and the circle one. You can see the circle. So on of the line you draw in the first time, you draw very light. That means you just sketch very fast. Straight, 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 curve. For each of them, for example, you start from the first square, and you see the first curve is right here. You dot right there. You dot right here. You dot close with the square, and you create this one first. After that, you go straight for each of them, straight like this, and it stop on the second ring. After that, you combine this one, go with the curve right here. You see that's the angle line. Before you start to do the angle line right here, and you know this one is the bottom from the curve, so you can do like this. And you continue with the other angle line, and you can see that's the ring one, and if you count from the left, you have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you start from here, you draw the line, the angle line. And in the bottom one, in the first angle line, you can see that if the first square right here, you start from this point. This is the center, and this is 1 far from here to here. So you start from here, you draw the line. And you go perpendicular right this side. Straight line here. And you see that is on the top of the yellow one. So you can start right here to draw like this line. Okay, so that means sketch is something you do with your assume. And after that, you sketch so fast. At that time, you don't use the scale. You don't use the triangle. But you use the pencil or the pens only when you sketch the project line. The first one you do very light, and after that you do darker. For example, the circle, you start from here. You see that is from the yellow line right there, and this is the green line. And after that you draw half of the circle with the other one, and you do one more time. And this is the center. You mark the point right here, the center between the green and the yellow right here. After that, you draw the leg line. This is almost center, and you go straight like this. So basically on up the red line, when you create with the first one, the green and the yellow, this one make you to draw the sketch from the projects more correctly. For example, you see in the center right here, or in the part right here, or in the right there, very close with this one when you go to straight line, something like that, based on the red line, and you draw the project's line. When you do, remember vertical, horizontal, and angle line, angle, angle line. Okay, and when you do, everything, you combine on together. That's it, the sketch one. And you can darker when you're done. That's the sketch one. So I want to see this one by yours. I think this the due day for this one is on 13. And you can start early and you submit for me on 13 before 11:59 p.m. So this is the assignment number 1, and it's I think this is 100 point for each of assignment. We have 10 for total, and each of them is 100 point. And this is the first one. So that's why I give you the credit for this one. So after you do this one, I give you the credit, just the sketch outside from the tree. I give you the model or example, and after that you sketch for me to get the credit. Hope you can do this one very good when we start for projects number 1, and see you next time.